Putra Islamic University, Faculty of Communication Science, Communication Study Program. Here I will tell the legend of the Tangkuban Perahu mountain. Previously, I will tell you what is a legend. A legend is a folk tale that tells about certain character, event, or place that mix fact with myth. Legend is also considered historic. I choose to tell about the legend Tangkuban Perahu because the story is interesting. This legend tells of a place in West Java where West Java is also my personal birthplace and has become a hereditary history. Once upon a time, there lived a wild boar who was thirsty in the middle of the forest and looked for water to drink, which turned out to be the urine of King Sungging Perbangkara. Unbeknownst to the dog, drank the urine, and after a while, the dog became pregnant with a baby girl and has born after 9 months of a pregnancy. King Sungging Perbangkara also learned about the news that the wild boar who had drank his urine was pregnant and gave birth to a very beautiful baby girl, brought to the kingdom and given the name Dayang Sumbi. After Dayang Sumbi grew up, Dayang Sumbi became a struggle for kings and nabis to make her his wife. However, Dayang Sumbi refused proposals from the king and nobility, and there was a war between individuals, both the king and the nobility. And Dayang Sumbi felt she was the most guilty of the war. Then Dayang Sumbi begged King Sungging Perbangkara to exit himself from the kingdom. King Sungging Perbangkara also allowed Dayang Sumbi to be immediately exiled. Dayang Sumbi exiled herself in a village accompanied by the king's coarse dog named Situmang. One day, Dayang Sumbi was leaving to fill the void. Once upon a time, when Dayang Sumbi was weaving, the tools used to weave fall somewhere, and Dayang Sumbi made a kind of contest with said, "Whoever find a fallen weaving tool, if a man, I will make him a husband, and if a woman, I will make him a sister." For a long time, searching for weaving tool, Situmang found a tool for weaving. Dayang Sumbi kept his promise to marry the weaving inventor Situmang. A few months after getting married, Dayang Sumbi and Situmang were blessed with a son named Sangkuriang. Time passed, minute by minute, day after day passed. Since childhood, Sangkuriang was happy in hunting and was always accompanied by Situmang. Sangkuriang did not know that Situmang was in father. One time, Situmang returned to hunting and saw a deer. Then Sangkuriang ordered Situmang to choose the beer. However, Situmang refused to choose and made Sangkuriang angry and said, "Quickly choose the deer. If you refuse, I will kill you." Situmang ignored Sangkuriang's word. Sangkuriang angry, picked and killed Situmang, then took his heart to give to his mom, Dayang Sumbi, to be cooked. The heart was eaten by Sangkuriang and Dayang Sumbi. However, when Dayang Sumbi learned that the heart she had eaten was Situmang's heart, which had been killed by Sangkuriang, Dayang Sumbi became angry with Sangkuriang and beat her with a coconut shell and threw her out of the house. Dayang Sumbi felt very guilty for what she had done and apologized to the gods. Then Dayang Sumbi was given the gift of eternal beauty. Sangkuriang left the house and continued hunting in his hunt. Sangkuriang met powerful people and made him a powerful person who also had a lot of knowledge. Without realizing it, Sangkuriang returned to his birthplace and continued hunting. Sangkuriang also resided in the village. Again, Sangkuriang went on a hunt and accidentally saw a very beautiful girl, and then Sangkuriang seemed to fall in love with the girl, which is her biological mother, who has been gifted with eternal beauty that doesn't age at all. Sangkuriang made an approach to win the heart of Dayang Sumbi. Dayang Sumbi did not even know that it was her biological child who was approaching her. After Sangkuriang made the approach, Dayang Sumbi milked his heart to Sangkuriang. They passed Sangkuriang and intended to make Dayang Sumbi his wife. Dayang Sumbi was heard Sangkuriang had milk did not easily accept Sangkuriang proposal. Dayang Sumbi gave condition for Sangkuriang to do so that his proposal could be accepted. The condition is that Sangkuriang must hunt but with eyes closed. Sangkuriang agreed to this condition, and Dayang Sumbi closed Sangkuriang's eyes using a cloth. However, when Dayang Sumbi was closing Sangkuriang's eyes, Dayang Sumbi saw a wound on Sangkuriang's head, and Dayang Sumbi asked about wound on Sangkuriang's head. "What kind of wound is this on your head?" Sangkuriang replied, a calm tone, "Oh, this is when I was hit by my mother. I killed her beloved dog." Suddenly, Dayang Sumbi was surprised to hear the answer Sangkuriang, and Dayang Sumbi said her relationship with Sangkuriang could no longer to be continued because the blood relationship between mother and child. Sangkuriang opposed it because if the Sumbi were biological mother, if it would not have looked young. The Sumbi also explained why she still looked young, but Sangkuriang did believe in it because she saw it was impossible. The Sumbi kept away from Sangkuriang because for the Sumbi being married to Sangkuriang, either own biological child was not going to happen. However, Sangkuriang could not accept the fact that Dayang Sumbi was his biological mother and that he could not marry. Sangkuriang kept looking for ways to make Dayang Sumbi want to become his wife. Then, Dayang Sumbi had the sense to thwart Sangkuriang's intentions to marry her. Dayang Sumbi gave one condition that Sangkuriang had to do, and condition could not be done by a normal human being. Alright, Sangkuriang, I have one condition. So that you can make me your wife, make it very big boat in one night, and when the rooster crows, it means your time is up. Sangkuriang agreed to Dayang Sumbi's request to build a very large ship in one night. Night fell, Sangkuriang rushed to make a big boat because he realized he would not be able to do it alone. Sangkuriang asked the gang for help. The boat was made until in the end the very large boat would be made a little more. Dayang Sumbi knew about this, and Dayang Sumbi looked for a way to make the cook crow quickly. Dayang Sumbi asked the resident for help to tap the rice pounder, and then it was dark. The chickens got up and crowed because it was nearing morning because of the noisy pounding of the rice pounder. Sangkuriang heard the rooster crowing and felt the fault to make a boat so big. Sangkuriang was annoyed and angry. Then kicked a boat until a pole he had made a research and looked himself in Sangkuriang. That's why until now it is called the legend of Tangkuban Perahu. Maybe that is what I can tell in the folklore of the legend Tangkuban Perahu Mountain. We apologize for the discrepancy of there is also like difference in telling it because a very era and different sorts will experience change in the story regardless of whether it's intentional or unintentional. Also, apologies for the imperfections of telling this legendary story, and thank you for watching. I'm Danistiar. Goodbye.